Hi, my name is Sam Kaestner. I'm one of the founders of Nouveau, a chamber music collective dedicated to performing music for winds and brass. Today, we're going to present an eclectic program that focuses primarily on the works of living composers who happen to be women. Also, Nouveau founder Kristen Mather de Andrade will present some Brazilian choros for clarinet and 7-string guitar. Before we start, I'd like to send a big thank you to the Pleasantville Chamber Music Society for their commitment to keeping the music going during this global pandemic. Thank you very much for your support of artists and music in general. We're going to start the program with a work by New York City-based composer Hilary Purrington. This work is called Stress and Sunshine. Hilary is a young New York City-based composer. She's had works performed by great ensembles, including the Minnesota Orchestra, and she was recently commissioned by the Albany Symphony, the Grammy-winning Albany Symphony, to write a new work. She's a graduate of both Juilliard and Yale. This work, called Stress and Sunshine, is based on New York City and the energies that it emits to those who live there. I love the play of dissonance and consonance in this piece. Also, the differences between very high and very low sonorities. It's a challenging piece to perform, but also very effective. Hope you enjoy it.
my name is Kristen Mather de Andrade. I'm a clarinetist and co-founder of Nouveau. I'm really happy to be sharing this performance with you today. It's a solo clarinet piece that we performed back in 2017 as part of a concert featuring composers from the organization New York Women Composers. The group was generous enough to award us with a seed grant that helped sponsor the performance, and it also spurred a lot of friendships for me personally, including one with the composer Marga Richter, whose piece I am performing here. Summer Reverie on a Mountainside is a piece that she described as something she wrote in the summer when she was in the Hudson Valley, just looking at the beautiful scenery that we have here. And I think that actually comes through pretty clearly in the sound of the piece. It was a real treasure to spend time with her because she was very exacting, but also she wanted the performance to be a success. So she was also very inspiring, and any sort of nerves I had about it, she was quick to tell me were no big deal. So I really enjoyed working with her, and we followed up the rehearsal with a nice long walk in her Long Island neighborhood and an ice cream sundae. So this whole performance was one that I remember fondly, and I was sorry to hear that Marga passed away last year in her mid-90s, but I was very glad to know her and to have a chance to work with her on this beautiful piece for solo clarinet, Summer Reverie on a Mountainside. I'm happy to share with you today 3 pieces that are not in the typical Vent Nouveau repertoire, but are things that mean a lot to me because I'm releasing an album this year, actually in April. So if you want to know more about it, you can always give me a call and I'll happily share more information about it or show you where you can listen to it. But these 3 pieces are in the style called choro, which is a Brazilian music style that kind of combines Western melodies and African rhythms. So it's a very uniquely Brazilian style, not too dissimilar from how jazz developed in the US. You know, the same kind of thing where you have some of these Western instruments playing Western melodies on a clarinet, flute, etc. And then you have some of these more like found percussion instruments. In this case, the choro would use like something that looks like a tambourine, or something like a cajon that just looks like a box. And in these videos, you'll just see Cesar and I, the guitarist. Cesar Garabini is a Brazilian guitarist. He plays a 7-string guitar, and you can hear in the way that he plays it, he's mimicking a lot of the rhythms that a larger rhythm section would play. So the first one that you're going to hear today is by the composer El Gaucho, and I just really loved it when I was searching for repertoire for the album. I loved how upbeat and fun this particular piece was, because it kind of sounds like what you'd want to listen to when you're walking down the sidewalk on a nice sunny day. So I hope that you enjoy this piece, Chorinho Diferente. I'm really happy to share this piece with you as well, another solo clarinet piece. I bet you never thought you'd be hearing so much solo clarinet in one day. This piece, though, is really exciting, and it's got a lot of fun and character to it. It was written by the South African composer Surendran Reddy. He had a style that was really particular. He described his own compositional style as class, like classical and jazz together. And this piece I liked a lot because I was able to learn a little bit more about some musical styles from Africa as I was learning it, because he sort of embedded some African rhythms within the piece. I think you'll hear there's some parts that have like a very like distinct groove to them. Those are the sections in particular that he was using a style from South Africa as a compositional tool. So the piece is called Game One for Lila. Lila was his granddaughter, and he wrote this piece as he was watching her play tennis with herself up against the wall. And, the sound of the ball, hitting and making a sound, a striking sound, but then also the way he wanted to translate into the clarinet piece was like he wanted a piece that would sound like there were two clarinet players playing at the same time, even though it was just the one person. So there are definitely instances where it sounds like there could be two clarinetists playing. I have been playing this piece for a long time. It's been part of my repertoire since I was in my early 20s, and I was really happy to finally make a recording and share it with everyone. It's a really cool piece, and I think even if you're not a clarinet fan like I am, you're gonna enjoy listening to it. So please enjoy Game 1 for Lila by Surendran Reddy.
The next work is by Arizona-based composer Alex Temple. It's called The Thick Line. This piece is very unique. It has an open instrumentation, which means it can be played by any combination of wind and brass instruments, though it does have to be at least 3 musicians. There are not specific notes given, only ranges and shapes and general rhythms. No 2 performances will ever be the same because so much is left up to the performer's discretion. There are some really wonderfully interesting sounds that end up being created during this work. I hope you enjoy The Thick Line by Alex Temple.
This piece you're going to hear now is probably one of the most popular choros that has been written. It's called Naquele by the composer Pixinguinha. Pixinguinha was a saxophone and flautist, so a lot of woodwind players like to play his music because it works so well on the instrument. You'll hear an intro by Cesar on the 7-string guitar, which I had mentioned in the intro. Something really interesting about the style of these guitars is that there's a lot more like melodic line and counter melody line going on instead of the typical strumming and rhythm that we hear a lot in guitar playing. So I hope that you enjoy his performance. I know I did, and I hope you enjoy this really classic and beautiful piece of the choro repertoire, Naquele Tempo. This last choro is actually something that doesn't sound exactly like a choro, even though it was written by a composer in the style. His name is Jacob de Bandolin, and it's actually kind of a funny name because it's not his actual name, but it's the name that he goes by. Jacob, it looks like Jacob du Bandolin. Bandolin is an instrument, so the name kind of means like Jacob, the bandolin player. So a lot of choro players would have these kind of fun names, nicknames for composing and playing on stage. So this piece in particular doesn't sound like choro because it's kind of got a Spanish sound to it, and I think you'll probably you'll hear that for sure actually when you're listening to it. As I was preparing for this performance, I was playing a bunch of different things because I wanted to have a cadenza at the beginning, and I kept going to this one excerpt from the clarinet orchestral repertoire. It's like a cadenza not a cadenza, it's a clarinet part from Scheherazade. And it ended up in my cadenza before this piece, but just up a step so it would make sense harmonically. But I think it actually did work, and I think you'll see that the piece doesn't have like a very Brazilian sound to it because it does really just sound very Spanish. So this is Santa Morena by Jacob de Bandolin. And I hope that you'll check out my newest album, Clarão. It's going to be available on all the streaming platforms, but if you would like to have a hard copy, you can always get a hold of me. And I hope you enjoy.
The next piece is by composer Sonia Jacobsen. Miss Jacobsen split her childhood between Denmark and Australia, and she spent time on the composition faculty at the University of South Carolina. This piece is called The White Raven. In general, Miss Jacobsen's works try to bridge the gap between classical music and jazz, and she takes textures and sonorities from both idioms and tries to create something new with them. Very interesting sounds. This piece has a wonderfully unique instrumentation. It's for woodwind quintet, which is clarinet, flute, oboe, French horn, and bassoon, and then adds a bass clarinet and a trumpet to it. This gives both depth and power to the traditional woodwind quintet instrumentation. Hope you enjoy The White Raven by Sonia Jacobsen.